know if you're asexual? What is asexual? There's an asexual spectrum. I know, a lot of questions, but I'm here to help you figure it out. Hi there, I'm Kelly, and I am an asexual, and I'm gonna tell you all about my journey to discover I'm asexual, how I knew, what it is, and all that jazz. Disclaimer before we begin, I am not a doctor or psychologist or specialist, I'm just an asexual person, so it's letting you know. What is asexuality? Asexuality simply means that you do not experience sexual attraction. What is the sexual attraction, you might ask? It's that thing where you see another person and you go, how do I know if I'm feeling it or not? That was a weird one for me because I was like, I feel attraction, it's not sexual. I don't know, because I thought of attraction as all one thing. Attraction is just one thing, but there are actually many different kinds of attraction. The definition of attraction is the action or power of evoking interest, pleasure, or liking for someone or something. There's physical and sensual attraction, which is the desire to be close to someone, the desire to hug them, to cuddle them, to hold their hand, to give them lots of pats and kisses. Mwah! Nothing sexual about it. You just like being close to that person. Think about a pet, or think about being with a close friend or family member that you're cuddling on the couch with. There is aesthetic attraction, which is you are attracted to the way someone looks, presents themselves, their hair, their jewelry, their clothes. Think about like when you're watching award shows and you watch the red carpet and you're like, I love that look, I hate that look. You're aesthetically attracted to certain looks over the others. There's intellectual attraction, which is where you are so intellectually attracted to somebody's mind, their thoughts, the conversations you can have. Think of when you meet an amazing teacher and you would sit there and pick their brain for hours just to learn and debate and discuss. And there's emotional attraction, which means you can be vulnerable with someone, you can bare your heart to them. Think about those 2 a.m. conversations with people that you really love, that you really trust, that you can have those conversations with. You are emotionally attracted to that. And then there's sexual attraction, which is the desire to be intimate with someone, to kiss them, to touch them, to explore their bodies, to... You get the picture. When I first heard of asexuality, I spent weeks reading about it, taking online quizzes titled, Am I Asexual? I was very hesitant to take on that label because I did feel other kinds of attraction. I felt romantic attraction, I felt physical, like platonic attraction, I felt emotional attraction. And at the time, I didn't know that attraction came in so many different forms. But what I realized after a lot of reading was that I don't experience sexual attraction. I don't want to kiss anyone. I don't want to explore their body. In fact, the idea of it makes my skin curl and I don't like it. I don't want to explore your body. Put it away. Cover that shit up. And that's what asexual is. You can experience all the different kinds of attractions. You just don't experience sexual attraction. Now you might be sitting here nodding and agreeing with me and be like, yeah, but what if I have a libido? What if I get horny? What if I masturbate? What if I have sex and I like it, but I still don't experience sexual attraction? Congratulations, you are still asexual. Asexual people can masturbate, can get horny, can have a libido, and can enjoy sex. The only definition of being asexual is that you do not experience sexual attraction. You can very much enjoy sex without experiencing sexual attraction. What I try to think about it is like a one-night stand. If you could imagine yourself going to like a place or whatever, meeting somebody, and within an hour going home with them and touching all over their body, and you want to grab them and you want them to grab you, and that seems really desirable, you're probably not asexual. If you're someone who's in a relationship and you're like, yeah, sex is enjoyable, it's fine, but you don't necessarily look at someone and be like, I want to lick the skin off their body, probably asexual. And in my mind, it was weird because like the idea of sex, the idea of it was like, yeah, I could do that. Yeah, I could do that, but then the act, like whenever anyone's in front of me, I'm like, do not touch, just get away. I don't want your skin on my skin. I don't want your body, I don't want you. In fact, when people have tried to kiss me before, I've almost thrown up on them. Now there are sex positive asexuals who enjoy sex and seek it out. There are sex neutral asexuals who are like, yeah, I could take it, I could leave it, it's fine. And then there are sex negative asexuals who are like, put that thing back where it came from, so help me. And all of these people are valid asexuals. If you masturbate but you don't feel sexual attraction, guess what? You're still asexual. If you get physically turned on by things but you don't experience sexual attraction, you're asexual. You can even enjoy and partake in sex, but if you don't experience sexual attraction, you're asexual. Now let's say you're watching this video and you're like, that sounds like me, it feels like me, but like not completely. There's actually a spectrum of being asexual. For example, demisexual. Demisexual means that you do not experience sexual attraction unless you have a very strong emotional bond with some person. That means there's no guarantee it's ever gonna happen. And it may one day be like, whoa, that person I'm really close to, I suddenly want. Then there's gray sexual, which means you only experience sexual attraction sometimes, maybe, and you don't know why. Every blue moon someone comes out and you're like, whoa, but there's no guarantee. And you may feel to that person like once and then never ever again. And you'll not feel it for years and then one day be like, oh, hello. It can be a stranger. It can be someone you're close with. There's no common denominator to what makes your brain and body go. Also keep in mind what asexual is not. Asexuality is not being picky. It's not saying, well, yeah, I also wouldn't have sex with just anybody. It's the fact that you do not experience any sexual attraction. Or in the case of demi, only when you're really close. Or if you're gray sexual, maybe like once every blue moon. And you might be thinking, well, what if I come out as ace now? What if I come out as ace or demi or gray and then years later discover I'm not? What then? That's great. That's fantastic. These labels are only here to help us figure out who we are and feel less alone. I had a friend who identified as asexual for years. For years she was like, I am asexual. Then one day she was like, nope, I'm just a lesbian. She grew up in a very religious household, so she could never really explore or accept that. So she was like, I must be ace. And then she was like, oh, woman, women. Now she realizes that she does want to. And that's perfectly awesome. I've had friends who come out as non-binary and then months later said, hey, listen, I'm actually trans. As long as you genuinely think and believe that you are that at that time, that's fantastic. Take that label, learn with it, find a community of people who are there for you. As long as you are genuinely in belief that you are, fantastic. Go for it. Celebrate it. Figure more of it out. Think about it this way. I identified as straight for many, many years. Most of my life before I realized I was pan-romantic. And does that make me a bad person? Does that mean I was terrible for using the label of straight when I wasn't straight and I was ruining the world? No. It means that at that time, I genuinely thought I was straight. I genuinely thought that was it. And so that's what I went by. And then when I discovered something new about myself, I could then go by that. Now that I've gone through all like the facts of asexuality, I want to talk to you about my personal journey of how I figured out that I am asexual. It all started when a good close friend of mine came out as trans, and I was like, that's fantastic. I want to support you the best that I can. And then I realized something. I didn't know anything about what being trans was besides the base definition of it. I didn't know how to support them. I didn't know what they'd be going through. So I went to Google. And every day I Googled, and I'd Google about trans people who were trans, their stories, what doctors say, what scientists say, what brainologists say, what everybody says, because I wanted to support them best. And as I was going through the gay alphabet, I came to A of asexual, and I read what it meant. And I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. That's me. That's like, it was like what I've been telling people for years and nobody believed me and they're like, okay, yeah, that's not a thing, but it was a thing and other people experienced and had it happening. Like I always thought looking at celebrities and saying, oh, they're so hot was like a haha joke thing. Like I didn't think they actually wanted to touch those people. I thought like checking people out on the beach, I thought checking people out on the beach was like a cultural norm and that's why we did it. That's what I thought. I didn't realize people were actually checking them out in like a way. I just thought they were just like, ah ha ha, we're looking at bodies. And I was like, that's one body over there. There's another one. There's a third body. They're in swimsuits. I run to my friend and I'm like, look at this. Read all of this. Look, I think I'm ace. And my friend goes, you didn't know you were ace? I thought we all knew. But of course, when I found out, I wasn't completely comfortable coming out and just saying, I'm ace, I'm asexual to the world, because what if I was wrong? What if I thought I was ace, but then I wasn't? What if this? What if that? I've got a lot of anxiety, as you can tell. So I did more research. Now, the biggest hang up that I had was my super horny feelings for fictional characters. When it comes to fictional characters, send me the spiciest stuff you have. Send me the nicest stuff of those fictional characters. How could I be asexual if I want to take Levi Ackerman into the back room? But I found out from doing more research that also is perfectly normal. In fact, it's very normal for asexual people to feel that way about fictional characters. Many asexual people like the idea of sexual attraction, the idea of sex seems nice, they just simply don't experience it in real life. I made this TikTok where someone was like, hey, that's actually called fictiosexual, which means that you are only attracted to fictional characters, which I definitely am. It took me about a year before I was like, yeah, I'm asexual. And actually, through being asexual, I found out I was pan-romantic. I was talking to my friend who loves women, and she was like, I love women. I want to have a life with women. And I'm sitting there listening. I'm like, yeah. Oh my God, I love women too. Listen, I would build a life with a woman. I would marry a woman. I would cherish a woman. I would take care of a woman. I would hug and cuddle a woman. You know what I mean? But I'm not gay. She's like, that sounds pretty gay. I'm like, well, no, because I'm not sexually attracted to women. And she looks at me and she's like, aren't you not sexually attracted to anyone? And I was like, and now I know I'm pan-romantic. I don't know the future of my sexuality. I don't know if I'll meet someone one day and be like, oh, wow. Maybe one day I get really attached to someone and I'm like, wait, maybe I am demisexual. Maybe one day I see someone and I'm like, I'm great because that one person on this blue moon is a little interesting to me. It could also happen that I get into a relationship and I enjoy sex and I'm still asexual. It could also happen that I get into a relationship and I never want to have sex. And that's all perfectly normal. That's all perfectly ace. We just identify ourselves the best we can with the knowledge we have. And that's the great thing about life, is we get to continue to grow and learn more about ourselves. So even if you're watching this and you're like, I think I'm ace, I don't know, and you really feel strongly and in 5 years you're like, maybe I'm not, it's okay for those 5 years to explore your sexuality. It's okay for those 5 years to say, yeah, I think I am, until you discover something new. I thought I was straight for like 22 years of my life. And then I realized I love women. So what are some questions you have about being asexual? What has your journey been like? Did you enjoy this video? Was it helpful at all? I don't know. Let me know. If you did, go ahead and smash that like button and subscribe to this video. I'll really appreciate it. Oreo will really appreciate it, even though she's been asleep this whole time. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye. You're my little dog. Gotta stay with me. Stay with me. The world is dark and wild. Stay a child, well, you can be a child with me. I'm gonna burp.